Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our weekly live show. Welcome, everyone. I am excited to connect with you today and to share my three things that you need to stop doing to earn more in your music business. This is a topic that is really important because I often see so many musicians coming into my community, speaking with me, speaking with my team, and just being in this place of wasting their time thinking that they need to be focusing on certain things when in reality they don't. They need to be focusing on these three things. So I want you to look, pay attention, say hello in the chat if you're joining me, if you're watching the session live. We're joining you today from my new location. By the way, I don't know if those of you who follow me online on my socials, my family and I had a huge transition this last weekend. We moved into a new home in Florida. This has been really the result of 2 years of dreaming and visioning and strategizing and really working really relentlessly with this common goal of being able to relocate from Texas to Florida and live by the ocean. So I'm very excited to come to you from my new location. My home is still in the works. We're still unpacking, getting all of the things ready. Hence my less than sophisticated background still, but it's temporary. Next week I should be back in order and with more of the usual setup that I usually like to have in my office. But for today, I want to share with you these three strategies that you need to stop doing in order to earn more in your music business. So let's talk about number one. The number one strategy I want you to focus on right now is stop trading your time for money. That's the first thing. If you want to earn more in your music business, the number one thing you need to do is stop trading your time for money. Hands down. If you're a musician who is still teaching in a one-to-one fashion, or you are performing and depending on that income in order to pay your living, that's the number one mistake that is going to keep you trapped in a low income situation. Because when you give away all your time, that's a finite resource. The time is the one thing you won't get back of. So the more you give away your time, the less opportunities you're going to be able to have to create and grow your business, because you give your time and then you lose it and then you're not able to grow, right? So how can you start going from not having to trade your time for money, not having to depend on teaching one-to-one lessons, not having to depending on the income from gigs, to now starting to perhaps explore how you could build your online business and just create more leverage in the way you work, so that you build a client base and you create income through your knowledge instead of your time. And this is a huge topic, but today's is about really summarizing it into the top three things. So number one, stop trading time for money. And if you're new into my world, hi, John, welcome. John says it's the first time watching me. Welcome, John. Great to see you. Great to meet you here. Great to electronically meet you. This is one of the things that I cover in great depth in the work that I do everywhere. So if you're not yet, in my world, if you haven't yet subscribed to my newsletter, this is one of my specialties. So if you're curious about exploring more around like how could you stop trading time for money, then the one thing you're going to want to do is connect with me and my team, because that's one of the things that we specialize in helping musicians learn how to do, right? So let's just start with this first thing. It's like number one is stop trading time for money, right? And then the second thing, and by the way, I'm going to put here the link for anyone who is watching this. If you want to connect with me, with my team, this is how to do it. You connect here through this link and you can book a call to speak with either me or my team and really discuss how you can actually create a game plan for you to stop trading time for money. But that's the number one thing. Stop trading time for money, and find a way where you can monetize your knowledge and create income through that instead of through your time, right? The second thing you want to do is understand that the more you are able to say no in your business, to say no to people, the more you're going to grow your business. And this may seem counterintuitive because, like, aren't we supposed to say yes to every opportunity, right? Isn't that something that most musicians sometimes are taught to believe? Just say yes, and then just say yes to everything. Say yes to all the opportunities that come to you. Well, I'm here to lovingly tell you that it's actually the opposite. In my experience, being able to build the businesses that I've built and doing all the things that I've done over the last 20 years or so, being a musician, an entrepreneur, an educator at university, I've found that the more you're able to say no to external distractions, to people maybe asking for things, to people waiting for you to respond, to people insisting that you take care and attend to what they need. This doesn't mean to be selfish. Of course, we want to be as service-based oriented as we can. We want to serve, we want to create an impact, but it cannot happen at the expense of you saying yes to every opportunity that comes your way, because that's going to involve you sacrificing your focus. And if you create an intention of what you want to achieve in your life, and you need to follow certain steps, and you need to keep your attention on certain things, right? If you say yes to everything and yes to everyone, then that's going to delay your process. And that's going to, like, if you try to please everyone, you're going to achieve nothing. You really are. So sometimes it's hard to say no to things and to say no to people, but you have to learn to do it from a positive lens and be okay with saying no. And let me know if you're watching this, if you struggle saying no, if you struggle saying no to things, if you struggle to say no to opportunities, and kind of what is this steering in you as you're watching this, right? Like, oh my gosh, you're telling me to say no to make money? Yes, I am. I'm telling you to commit to what you know you want to do and not settle for what you know is not serving you and just think that you have to say yes to everything, right? So number 2 is say no. So number 1 is stop trading time for money. Number 2 is say no. Say no more often. Be okay with saying more no's and creating boundaries in your life than you are in saying yes to everyone, right? And the third thing that I want you to do as you're looking into this process of like, how can I stop doing the things that are not serving me in order to earn more in my business? I want to talk to you about what it is to be more focused and what it is to be more distracted. You see, many times I hear my clients that they come to me with like, oh my gosh, I'm not being able to keep up with what I'm doing in my day. I'm trying to catch up with all the things that I need to do, and I just can't feel this sense of productivity. I'm like in a hamster wheel, in this like circle. I'm going in circles. And the reason why I found that happens and that delays your business growth is because you're finding yourself always in a state of responsiveness instead of deep work. In life, when we're going through our day, there needs to be a moment in your day where you focus on deep work, where you're able to disconnect from other people's responses, from other people's needs, and you focus on creating an intention for what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and you turn off your phone, you turn off any other distractions, and you don't allow yourself to be interrupted. Because here's the thing, scientifically it's been proven that when you embark in a task and then you get interrupted by it and you have to kind of switch your attention into something else, it takes the brain between 50 to 20 minutes to refocus back into that task at hand and really achieve that level of productivity and creativity that is needed to be efficient in implementing the strategies that you're trying to implement, right? So if you are in this constant state of reacting, right? If you're always responding to emails, always responding to texts, always checking your email, checking your text, in this constant mode throughout the day, instead of blocking out certain hours of your day where you're just like, I'm just going to do this right now, and I'm not going to allow myself to be interrupted. No matter how curious I am of seeing who wrote to me, who did this, I'm going to just dedicate the next 30 minutes. And it doesn't have to be a huge chunk of time, by the way. It's just about you developing that muscle of knowing when are you in reactive mode and when are you in deep work mode, right? When you're working, do you know the distinction? Like, can you tell me, this morning, how much time did you spend on deep work and how much time did you spend reacting? If you can't answer that question, then that's a sign that you're being, inefficient. And that's what's stopping your music business growth, because you can't tell the difference between when you are in a state of focus mode, deep work, versus when you're in a state of reactivity and reactive mode, right? So these are very, very important things that if you are able to become aware, awareness is the best solution. That's really all we're talking about here. It's not that you have to go and fix everything immediately, but it's just about you becoming aware. If you feel that you're stuck in your music business and you're not able to scale the way you want to, the number one solution needs to be, how can you stop, number one, trading time for money in the way you work? And again, if you're not clear on how you can do that, connect with our team. We can walk you through a step-by-step process. And of course, personalize it to you as well based on where you are in your business. So make sure you reach out to us, FabianaClaure.com/connect. That's going to be your number one opportunity, right? Then the next thing is be able to say no. Be okay with saying no more than you say yes. Even if it involves having some difficult conversations, even if it involves creating boundaries that you may not have been comfortable creating before, be okay with saying no. And the third thing is learn to stop reacting. Learn to stop responding and create more intentionality in the way you go about your day. Decide when are you going to be focusing on certain things and when are you not going to respond to others. And when are you actually going to open up yourself for responding to emails, responding to texts, DMs, whatever it is that is your method of communication. Create yourself a deadline. The next 30 minutes, I'll be doing this, and then I'll stop. Then I will stop, right? So I hope this serves you as nuggets of wisdom and inspiration. This is your weekly reminder that my team and I are here to support all of our members of our community. We are looking forward to continuing these conversations. Let us know what your takeaway is from today's training. And again, if you want to dive deeper into this and want to explore how this could work for you specifically, go ahead and visit us at FabianaClaure.com/connect. we would be happy to give you a personalized assessment in what this could work for you to grow your business. Thanks everyone for watching, and let's prosper together.